This audiobook reveals the forbidden truth that has been hidden from you. Reality is not something you endure, it is something you create. The law of attraction is not a myth, it is the unseen force shaping your existence. Once you awaken to this truth, you will never see life the same way again. The Law of Attraction. Introduction. The forbidden truth that has been hidden from you. You have been told that reality is something you must endure, something outside of your control. This is the greatest lie ever told. The truth is far more powerful, far more liberating. You are not merely a participant in life, you are its creator. The law of attraction is not wishful thinking, nor is it a trick of the mind. It is the very fabric of existence, the underlying force that responds to the energy you emit in every moment. Most people live unaware of this truth, trapped by beliefs that have been passed down through generations, convinced that success, love, abundance, and happiness are things that must be chased. But the secret is this: what you seek is already yours. It exists now, waiting for you to claim it. This book is not here to simply teach you how to manifest a few small desires. It is here to initiate you into the deeper mysteries of creation, to reveal the hidden mechanisms that have always governed your life. This is an invitation to break free from limitation, to step beyond the illusion of randomness, and to take command of your destiny with absolute certainty. The universe is not withholding anything from you. It is waiting for you to step into alignment with what is already yours. The teachings in this book are not new. They are ancient, passed down through hidden lineages of wisdom, encoded in sacred texts, whispered by mystics and sages who understood that reality is not something you passively experience. It is something you generate from within. The moment you shift your perception, the moment you step into the truth of who you are, everything in your external world will rearrange to match that knowing. What you are about to discover is not merely a method, not a technique. It is a fundamental shift in how you exist in the world. Once you awaken to this truth, you will never see life the same way again. Part 1. The Awakening, revealing the law behind reality. Chapter 1. The Divine Architect. In the heart of an ancient land, a merchant named Arman wandered far from the familiar paths of his trade route. Exhausted and lost, he discovered a temple hidden among towering cliffs. Its weathered stones seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy that drew him forward. Within the temple's depths, he encountered an ageless sage whose eyes held the wisdom of centuries. "You have not found this place by chance," the sage spoke. "The temple appears only to those ready to witness the truth of their own power." The sage guided Arman to a chamber where the walls shimmered like liquid silver. As Arman gazed upon them, images from his life began to materialize. He witnessed himself as a child, convinced of his unworthiness, and saw how that belief had shaped his early struggles. He observed his constant fears of failure and watched as opportunities slipped away, perfectly matching his expectations. But there was more. The moments of unexpected joy, the successes that seemed to arrive by chance, these too were his creation. Each thought, each feeling, had been like a seed planted in the fertile soil of existence, growing exactly as he had unknowingly designed. This truth extends beyond one traveler's tale. The law of attraction governs every aspect of existence, responding with perfect precision to the energy you emit. Life is not a series of random events happening to you. It is a perfect reflection, responding through you. Consider the tale of the unknowing gardener. A man received a collection of unmarked seeds. Without knowing their nature, he planted them with various thoughts and emotions. Some he tended with worry, others with joy, still others with indifference. When the garden bloomed, he was astounded to find that each plant perfectly matched the energy he had invested while tending it. The worried seeds produced twisted, struggling plants. Those nurtured with joy burst forth in abundant beauty. You are this gardener. Every moment you plant seeds through your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. The harvest you reap is not random. It is the precise manifestation of your inner garden. Ritual of recognition. Take 3 moments of silence each day to record your most frequent thoughts. Write them in your journal without judgment. As days pass, observe how your external reality mirrors these internal seeds. This practice will reveal the perfect correlation between your inner world and outer experience. Through this awareness, you begin to consciously create rather than unconsciously react. Chapter 2. The Frequency Code. In the ancient halls of wisdom, there lived a master alchemist named Caden, who held the secrets of universal harmony. One day he called his apprentice into his chamber, where 2 identical tuning forks stood on a wooden table. "Watch closely," Caden said, striking one fork with gentle precision. The apprentice gasped as the untouched fork began to vibrate, producing the same pure tone. "This is not magic," the master explained, "but the fundamental law of existence. The universe operates on the principle of resonance. Like those tuning forks, you are constantly broadcasting a frequency through your thoughts, emotions, and state of being. The world around you can only respond in kind, matching your vibration with perfect precision. You need not beg the universe for what you desire. Such pleading creates a frequency of lack, drawing more experiences of wanting into your life. Instead, you must become the very frequency of what you wish to attract. When you vibrate in harmony with abundance, abundance flows to you naturally. When you resonate with love, love surrounds you effortlessly. There once lived a gifted musician named Ravi, who struggled to play the perfect melody he heard in his dreams. Night after night he practiced until his fingers bled, yet the music remained just beyond his reach. One evening, as he sat with his instrument, a profound realization dawned. He had been trying to force the melody rather than becoming one with it. Ravi closed his eyes and allowed himself to feel the essence of the music he sought to create. Instead of reaching for it, he let it flow through him. As he aligned himself with the frequency of the melody, his fingers moved effortlessly across the strings, producing sounds more beautiful than he had ever imagined. This truth extends to every aspect of creation. You cannot attract wealth while vibrating at the frequency of poverty. You cannot manifest health while resonating with illness. The outer world is merely a reflection of your inner frequency. Ritual of resonance. Find a quiet space where you will not be disturbed. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Rather than visualizing what you want, feel the frequency of already having it. If it is abundance you seek, feel the peace and security of wealth flowing through you. If it is love, feel the warmth and connection in every cell of your being. Do not reach for these feelings, become them. Let your entire being vibrate in harmony with what you wish to attract. Maintain this frequency for several minutes, knowing that the universe must respond to your energetic signature. Chapter 3. You are a living magnet. In the bustling markets of an ancient city, a merchant named Hassan carried a heavy burden. Though his wares were of the finest quality, misfortune seemed to shadow his every step. His goods would spoil mysteriously, his customers would vanish inexplicably, and his wealth would slip through his fingers like water through cupped hands. One evening, as darkness settled over the marketplace, an elder watched Hassan close his shop with trembling hands. "Why do you fear the night?" the elder asked. "Misfortune follows me everywhere," Hassan replied, his voice heavy with resignation. The elder smiled softly. "Your shadow does not chase you, it follows you. What you see as misfortune is merely your own reflection." This simple truth unveils the deeper workings of attraction. Life does not pursue you with bad luck or good fortune. It mirrors your innermost expectations. Every experience you encounter is a reflection of your deep-seated beliefs about yourself and the world. In the scriptures of an ancient temple, there lived a young scribe named Liang who spent his days copying sacred texts. Unknown to him, he possessed the power to bring words to life through his beliefs. As he wrote tales of struggle manifested in his life. When he penned stories of triumph, victory found its way to his door. One day, while transcribing a text about abundance, Liang noticed golden light emanating from his inkwell. To his amazement, the words he wrote began to shimmer, and the events he described unfolded in his life with precise detail. It was then he understood. His beliefs had been writing his story all along. The universe does not respond to your desires or your efforts. It responds to your convictions, your unwavering certainties about who you are and what you deserve. Every belief you hold is a command to the universal forces, shaping your reality with unerring accuracy. Sacred practice of self-discovery. Take a moment now to open your journal. Write down one fundamental belief you hold about yourself, not a surface thought, but a deep conviction that has taken root in your soul. Trace its influence through your experiences, noting how this belief has attracted corresponding circumstances into your life. Now comes the moment of power. Decide whether this belief serves your highest good. If it does not, you have the authority to rewrite it. Remember, you are not uncovering your destiny, you are writing it. Chapter 4. The Power of the Invisible. In the mists of ancient times, there existed a marketplace unlike any other. Here, beneath shimmering silk canopies, merchants did not trade in gold or precious stones. Instead, they exchanged something far more valuable: thoughts, dreams, and beliefs. A wanderer named Amir found himself drawn to this mystical bazaar. As he moved through the crowded aisles, he witnessed an extraordinary sight. A woman traded her fear of poverty for a merchant's confidence in abundance. The moment the exchange was made, her tattered robes transformed into flowing silks. Another traded his doubt for unwavering faith, and before Amir's eyes, the man's stooped posture straightened, his face brightening with newfound purpose. You must understand, thoughts are not mere whispers in your mind. They are the architects of your reality, the invisible hands that shape the clay of existence. Each thought you nurture is a seed planted in the fertile soil of the universe, growing into the circumstances you will one day call your life. In a distant valley, there lived an artist named Maya, who spent her days painting with invisible colors. Others laughed at her empty canvases, but Maya continued her work with absolute conviction. Each morning, she would move her brush through the air, seeing in her mind the vibrant scenes she was creating. Then, as the sun set, something remarkable would occur. Her invisible paintings would materialize, filling her blank canvases with breathtaking landscapes and portraits. The truth Maya discovered is the same truth that awaits your recognition. Every thought you think is like her invisible brush, painting the masterpiece of your life. Your inner dialogue is not merely a commentary on your existence, it is the very force creating it. Watch your thoughts with the same care a jeweler gives to precious gems. Each one carries the power to manifest in the physical world. When you think, "I cannot," the universe aligns to prove you right. When you think, "I can," New pathways open before you. Sacred practice of transformation. As the sun rises tomorrow, become the guardian of your thoughts. Keep a small journal with you throughout the day. Each time a limiting thought crosses your mind, capture it on paper. Then, with the power that is your birthright, transform it into a command for what you truly desire. If you think, "I never have enough," write instead, "Abundance flows to me effortlessly." If you think, "No one understands me," write, "I attract deep, meaningful connections." This is not mere positive thinking. It is the ancient art of reality creation, practiced by those who understood that thoughts are the currency of existence. Chapter 5. The Law of Assumption. In the halls of an ancient monastery, a scholar named Rahul approached the most revered sage, seeking the ultimate secret of manifestation. After traveling for many moons, he finally stood before the wise one, ready to ask his burning question. "Master," Rahul began, "I have studied all the sacred texts, memorized countless mantras, yet abundance eludes me. What am I missing?" The sage smiled, his eyes twinkling with knowing. "If you wish to be wise, assume you already are. If you seek abundance, live as though you already possess it. The secret is not in the seeking, it is in the being." You see, manifestation is not a process of waiting for proof before you believe. It is the art of believing first, letting proof follow naturally. The universe responds not to what you want, but to who you are being in each moment. There once lived a young boy named Caden, raised among beggars in the dusty streets of a great city. Unknown to him, he was born a prince, hidden away during a time of strife. Though his true identity remained concealed, something within him never aligned with his apparent circumstances. He carried himself with natural dignity, spoke with innate wisdom, and treated all with royal grace. Years passed, and when the truth of his lineage was finally revealed, those who knew him were not surprised. Caden had been living his true identity all along, unconsciously embodying his royal nature before any external proof existed. The crown merely confirmed what he had always been. This truth extends beyond ancient parables. It lives in every moment of your existence. The reality you wish to create must first be lived within. If you desire abundance, you must become abundant in thought and action before physical wealth appears. If you seek love, you must embody love before its manifestation. Your current life is not a waiting room where you sit until your desires arrive. It is the stage upon which you perform the role you wish to claim. The secret lies not in asking the universe for what you want, but in daring to be what you wish to become. Sacred practice of transformation. As tomorrow's sun rises, step into the reality you desire as though it already exists. If you seek prosperity, walk through your day with the confidence of one who knows abundance intimately. If you desire health, move with the vitality of one who embodies well-being. Let every action, every word, every gesture align with this truth. Before you open your eyes each morning, take a moment to feel the absolute certainty that today you already are everything you wish to become. Then rise and live from that knowing. Chapter 6. The Illusion of Time. In the halls of an ancient monastery, you would have witnessed a moment of profound transformation. A scholar, after journeying countless miles, stood before the most revered sage, his heart burning with a single question. "Master," he spoke, "I have studied all the sacred texts, memorized countless mantras, yet abundance eludes me. What am I missing?" The sage's eyes sparkled with ancient wisdom as he replied, "If you wish to be wise, assume you already are." This truth lies at the heart of all manifestation. The universe does not respond to what you wish to become. It mirrors who you are being in this moment. Your external reality will always align with your internal state of being. Consider the tale of the prince who lived as a beggar. Though born to royal lineage, circumstances forced him to grow up on the streets, unaware of his true identity. Yet something within him never aligned with his apparent fate. He carried himself with natural dignity, spoke with innate wisdom, and treated all with grace that seemed beyond his station. When the truth of his heritage was finally revealed, those who knew him were not surprised. He had been living his royal nature all along, unconsciously embodying his birthright before any external proof existed. The crown merely confirmed what he had always been. This truth extends beyond ancient tales. It lives in every moment of your existence. The reality you wish to create must first be lived within. If you seek abundance, you must become abundant in thought and action before physical wealth appears. If you yearn for love, you must embody love before its manifestation. Your current life is not a waiting room where you sit until your desires arrive. It is the stage upon which you perform the role you wish to claim. The secret lies not in asking the universe for what you want, but in daring to be what you wish to become. Ritual of discovery. Each morning as you wake, before opening your eyes, feel the absolute certainty that today you already possess everything you desire. Let this knowing infuse every cell of your being, radiating from your heart to the tips of your fingers and toes. Feel the warmth of completion, the peace of fulfillment, the joy of having arrived at your destined state of being. Rise and move through your day from this state of being, letting every action flow from the truth that what you seek is already yours. Watch as your movements become more graceful, your words more assured, your thoughts more aligned with the abundance that surrounds you. This is not pretense. It is stepping into your authentic power, claiming the reality that has always been waiting for you to recognize it. You are not becoming something new, but rather unveiling what has always existed within, like a sculptor revealing the masterpiece hidden within the marble. Chapter 7. The 3 Levels of Manifestation. In the depths of a mountain sanctuary, a young craftsman named Raphael sought wisdom from Master Chen, whose eyes held the light of ancient understanding. As Raphael spoke of his struggles to manifest his desires, the mystic lifted 3 crystal vessels. "Your thoughts are like water," Master Chen explained, pouring liquid from one vessel to another. "They flow constantly, taking the shape of whatever contains them. Your emotions are like fire, providing the energy that brings thoughts to life. But your identity, that is the earth itself, the foundation upon which all creation stands. The truth that echoes through time is this: manifestation requires harmony between your thoughts, emotions, and core identity. When these 3 forces align, creation becomes as natural as breathing. When they conflict, your power scatters like leaves in the wind. In a distant village lived Augustus, a sculptor whose hands brought stone to life. Each piece he created captured raw emotion: joy, sorrow, triumph, fear. Unknown to him, as he poured his feelings into his art, these same emotions were sculpting his own reality. When his works expressed despair, his life reflected that darkness. When his chisel carved hope, opportunities appeared as if by magic. One day, while crafting a statue of abundance, Augustus noticed something remarkable. His thoughts of prosperity, combined with the genuine joy he felt while working, began to shift how he carried himself. He walked differently, spoke with new authority, made decisions from a place of confidence. Without realizing it, he had aligned all 3 levels of his being: his thoughts of wealth, his emotions of gratitude, and his identity as someone worthy of abundance. The universe responds not to what you think alone, nor what you feel in isolation. It mirrors the complete symphony of your being. When you think of success but feel unworthy, when you desire love but identify as unlovable, you send mixed signals into the field of infinite possibility. True manifestation occurs when your thoughts whisper, "I can," your emotions sing, "I am ready," and your very identity proclaims, "This is who I am." It is this threefold harmony that moves mountains, parts seas, and transforms reality. Sit in stillness and examine a desire close to your heart, one that whispers to you in quiet moments and stirs your soul with possibility. Notice first your thoughts about it. Are they clear and focused, or clouded with doubt? Do you envision the path before you with crystal clarity, or does your mind wander into shadows of uncertainty? Then sink deeper into your emotional body. Do your feelings align with these thoughts, or do they tell a different story? Does your heart leap with joy at the prospect, or does it shrink with hidden fears? Finally, reach into the bedrock of your identity. Do you truly see yourself as someone who embodies this desire? Can you walk through the world as though this dream is already yours, or does your self-image resist this new reality? Where do you find misalignment between these three pillars of manifestation? Begin the sacred work of bringing all three levels into harmony, knowing that when thought, emotion, and identity unite in perfect resonance, the universe cannot help but respond. For in this alignment lies the key to all creation, the sacred trinity that opens the gates of infinite possibility. Chapter 8. The Emotional Alchemy. In the mist-covered mountains of an ancient land, a young boy named Kai watched in wonder as an aged shaman traced patterns in the morning dew. "Your emotions," the shaman whispered, "are not reactions to life. They are the very colors with which you paint your reality. You must understand this fundamental truth. Every emotion you experience acts as a signal to the universe, commanding it to bring you more experiences that match that feeling. When you wrap yourself in worry, the universe faithfully delivers more reasons to worry. When you bathe in gratitude, life responds with more blessings to be thankful for. This is not mere poetry. It is the science of creation itself. Your emotions generate an energy field so powerful, it shapes the very fabric of reality around you. Like attracts like, feeling attracts feeling, and your emotional state becomes your magnetic north. In a bustling market square lived Thomas, a merchant whose days were filled with frustration and lack. Each morning he would wake to count his meager earnings, feeling the weight of scarcity press upon his chest, and each day, as if by some cosmic law, his business would struggle, reflecting back the very feelings he carried within. Until one day, Thomas discovered an ancient scroll that spoke of emotional alchemy. Instead of beginning each day focused on what he lacked, he chose to feel the joy of abundance, even before it arrived. He would touch his coins and feel gratitude for their presence, rather than anxiety about their number. He would greet his customers with genuine warmth, rather than desperate need. Within weeks, his reality began to shift. New opportunities appeared, as if drawn to the frequency of his transformed emotions. His business flourished not because he had changed his actions, but because he had changed his emotional signature. The power to shift your reality lies not in changing your circumstances first, but in changing your emotional state despite your circumstances. When you master your emotions, you master the very force that shapes your world. This is not about suppressing negative feelings or forcing false positivity. It is about understanding that your emotions are tools of creation and you hold the power to choose them consciously. Every moment offers an opportunity to select the emotional frequency you wish to broadcast to the universe. The ritual of emotional mastery. Choose 3 moments throughout your day, perhaps when you wake, at midday, and before sleep. In these moments, regardless of external circumstances, consciously shift your emotional state. Feel deep gratitude, unwavering confidence, or boundless love flowing through your being. Do not wait for a reason. Create the feeling first, and watch as reality rearranges itself to match your inner state. This is not mere practice. It is the art of instant reality creation through emotional sovereignty. Chapter 9. Desire without desperation. In the silent halls of an ancient monastery, a seeker named Raphael clutched his dreams close to his chest, afraid to let them slip away. A wise monk observed his struggle and approached with gentle steps. You, like Raphael, may believe that manifestation requires intense focus, constant visualization, and unwavering control. Yet here lies a paradox at the heart of universal law. The tighter you grasp at what you desire, the more it eludes your reach. The monk guided Raphael to the monastery's courtyard, where a small pool reflected the morning light. Take a handful of sand, the monk instructed, and squeeze it as tightly as you can. As Raphael did so, the sand escaped through his fingers, leaving barely a grain in his palm. Now open your hand flat, the monk continued, and see how the sand rests peacefully upon it. This simple truth reveals the essence of manifestation. Attachment creates resistance, while detachment allows flow. When you desperately need something to manifest, you broadcast the frequency of lack. Your very intensity announces to the universe that you don't have what you desire, and the universe, being a perfect mirror, reflects that lack back to you. True mastery lies not in controlling outcomes, but in absolute certainty. When you know something is yours, you don't obsess over its arrival. You don't constantly check to see if it's coming. You simply know, with unshakable faith, that it is done. Consider how you act when you order a package. Once the order is placed, you don't spend every moment wondering if it exists. You don't doubt its journey to you. You simply go about your life, confident in its arrival. This is the art of enlightened manifestation, placing your cosmic order with certainty, then releasing all attachment to how and when it arrives. The universe responds not to your wishes, but to your knowing. When you release the need to control the process, you allow universal intelligence to orchestrate the perfect unfolding of your desire. Often what manifests is far greater than what you could have orchestrated through forced control. The ritual of sacred release. Take a piece of paper and write down one desire that you've been holding on to tightly. Feel the weight of your attachment to it. Now write beneath it. This or something better is already mine. I release the need to control how it comes to me. Fold the paper and place it in a special box or drawer. Act as if your desire is already fulfilled, knowing that your role is complete. The universe will handle the details of delivery. This is not surrender. It is enlightened creation through absolute trust. Chapter 10. Your first manifestation test. In the heart of an ancient temple, a young disciple named Kai approached his master with uncertainty in his eyes. "How can I know these laws are real?" he asked. The master, instead of answering, placed a single copper coin on the ground between them. You may harbor similar questions, wondering if these universal principles truly hold power. The answer lies not in discussion, but in direct experience. "By tomorrow's sunrise," the master said to Kai, "you will manifest 3 copper coins, not through work or trade, but through the power of your alignment with universal law." Kai's doubt was visible, but he accepted the challenge. The master taught him, "Do not focus on the coins themselves. Feel the energy of receiving. know it is done, then release all thought of it and go about your day. Kai followed these instructions precisely. That evening, as he walked through the marketplace, a merchant accidentally knocked over his coin purse. As Kai helped gather the scattered coins, the merchant insisted he keep 3 copper pieces as a gesture of gratitude. This truth stands eternal. The universe responds not to effort, but to alignment. When you set an intention with clarity and release it with trust, forces beyond your comprehension begin to move. The evidence appears not because you willed it, but because you allowed it. Like the farmer who plants a single seed to test the soil's fertility, your small experiments with universal law will yield harvests beyond expectation. Each success builds upon the last, transforming doubt into knowing. The power to create is not something you must develop. It is something you must prove to yourself. Through direct experience, faith transforms into certainty. Sacred insight. Evidence comes to those who dare to test the law. Your journey of manifestation begins with a single step. Choose something small enough to believe in, yet significant enough to notice when it appears. This is not about forcing reality to bend to your will. It is about discovering the power that has always been yours. The 24-hour manifestation ritual. Select something specific but simple to manifest within the next day. Perhaps a meaningful conversation, an unexpected gift, or a small sign of abundance. Hold this intention in your mind for a moment, seeing it with perfect clarity, knowing it is already yours in the unseen realm. Write it down with precision, noting the exact time you expect to receive it, for time itself bends to the will of conscious creation. Then release all attachment, surrendering your desire to the infinite wisdom of the universe, trusting that it will respond in divine timing. When your manifestation appears, as it surely will, record in detail how it came to be, noting the synchronicities that led to its arrival. This becomes your first piece of tangible evidence, living proof that you are indeed a conscious creator of your reality, working in harmony with universal law. Let this small success kindle the flame of greater manifestations to come. Part 2. The Quantum Shift. Becoming the master of your reality. Chapter 11. Parallel Realities. In the ancient scrolls of the East, there exists a tale of 2 mirrors facing each other, creating an infinite corridor of reflections. This wisdom teaches us a fundamental truth about reality. What you seek already exists within the infinite possibilities before you. A merchant named Rashad wandered the streets of a vast marketplace, searching endlessly for a rare jewel he wished to acquire. For days he traveled far and wide, growing weary with each step. One evening, a mysterious figure approached him and whispered, "Why do you search so far when what you seek is but one turn away?" Confused but intrigued, Rashad simply turned down the next street, and there, in plain sight, sat the very merchant he had been seeking, the precious jewel displayed before him. You stand at a similar crossroads. The life you dream of is not a distant possibility. It exists now, separated only by your perception. Like different frequencies playing simultaneously through the cosmos, every version of reality exists in this moment. Your consciousness is the tuning dial. The universe operates as an infinite field of possibility. When you understand this truth, manifestation becomes not a process of creation, but one of selection. You are not building your desires from scratch. You are stepping into the version of reality where they already exist. Most spend their lives pushing against what is, trying to force reality to bend to their will. This creates resistance, keeping them locked in the very frequency they wish to leave behind. The secret lies in shifting your awareness to the reality where your desire already exists. Sacred insight. Your desired reality exists now. You need only tune in to its frequency. You have been taught that manifestation requires time, effort, and struggle. But time is merely a construct of consciousness, and struggle exists only in realities where you believe it must. In the reality where your desires exist, they have already manifested with perfect ease. The quantum shifting ritual. Close your eyes and become still, allowing your breath to settle into a gentle rhythm. Feel the infinite versions of reality that exist in this moment, each one vibrating at its own unique frequency. Now, with absolute clarity, sense the version where your desire is already manifest, where it exists as naturally as the air you breathe. Don't imagine it. Recognize it as you would recognize your own reflection. Feel its certainty, its presence, its completeness. Let your consciousness align with this frequency, merging with it until there is no separation between your awareness and this reality. When you open your eyes, move through the world as if you have already stepped into this reality, for your consciousness creates the bridge between what was and what is. Every action, every thought, every breath should reflect this truth. For in truth, you have already crossed the threshold. You need only maintain your awareness of it. Chapter 12. Rewriting your personal story. In the ancient halls of wisdom, there lived a master who understood a truth so fundamental, yet so often overlooked. Each morning, he would stand before his students and ask, "Who are you?" The answers varied: a merchant, a scholar, a servant. With each response, the master would simply smile and say, "And so it shall be." You must understand this eternal principle. Your identity is not a mere label. It is a living force that shapes the very fabric of your reality. Every experience you encounter, every circumstance that unfolds, flows from this central truth of who you believe yourself to be. Picture a humble painter named Thomas who lived in a small attic studio. Each day he would whisper to himself, "I am an unknown artist, struggling to be seen." And so the universe, faithful to its nature, reflected this identity back to him. His paintings gathered dust, his exhibitions remained empty, his talent unseen. One night, as he sat before an empty canvas, a strange thought entered his mind. What if I am already a celebrated master? At first, the idea seemed absurd, even laughable. Yet something in him shifted. The next morning, he rose and declared with quiet certainty, "I am a celebrated master of my craft." He began carrying himself differently, pricing his work accordingly, speaking with the quiet confidence of one who knows their worth. Within months, the world began to mirror this new identity. Galleries that once ignored him now sought his work. Critics who passed him by now praised his vision. He had not changed his technique. He had changed his identity, and reality reshaped itself to match. Your identity is not fixed. It is fluid, responsive to your conscious choice. Every limitation you experience, every ceiling you cannot break through exists because your current identity maintains it. The universe does not determine who you are, you do. Sacred insight. Your identity is not a prison. It is a choice you make in every moment. You are not bound by past definitions of self. The story you tell about who you are can be rewritten in this very moment. But this shift must occur at the deepest level of your being, not as mere affirmation, but as unshakable knowing. The Identity Transformation Ritual. Take your journal and write your new identity story in present tense, speaking from the depths of your being. Begin with the sacred words, "I am." Write as though you are describing your current reality, not a future hope or distant dream. Be specific in your declarations. Be bold in claiming your power. Be truthful to the highest version of yourself that dwells within. Let your words flow from that divine spark that knows no limitations. Read this story aloud every morning as you rise with the sun and every evening as you prepare for rest. Let each word sink deep into your consciousness, penetrating the layers of doubt and old patterns until it becomes more real than any past limitation you have accepted. Feel the vibration of each declaration resonating in your cells, restructuring your very essence. For in this sacred practice lies the seed of total transformation, the power to step into any identity you choose to embody. This is not mere wishful thinking, but the activation of ancient wisdom that has transformed seekers throughout the ages. Through this ritual, you claim your rightful place as the author of your own story, the creator of your own reality. Chapter 13. The Reverse Manifestation Method. In the valleys of an ancient kingdom, there lived a wise woman who taught a truth that seemed to defy logic itself. To reach your destination, she would say, you must first be there in your mind. You see, most stumble through life moving forward while looking backward, wondering why their dreams remain distant mirages. They focus on the gap between where they stand and where they wish to be, unaware that this very focus keeps their desires at arm's length. The truth lies in an understanding so simple, yet so powerful. What you seek is already yours in the eternal now. The universe responds not to what you want, but to what you are being in this moment. Consider the tale of Nathaniel, a wanderer seeking a mythical city of gold. For years he traveled with maps and provisions, always preparing, always striving, always reaching, yet the city remained elusive. One evening, as he rested by a fire, an old mystic approached him and asked, "Why do you walk as one who searches when you could walk as one who has arrived?" These words stirred something deep within Nathaniel's soul. The next morning he arose and began walking differently. His shoulders relaxed, his steps became assured, his eyes shone with the quiet confidence of one who knows their journey is complete. He no longer searched the horizon anxiously, but moved with the certainty of one who walks familiar streets. Within days, signs he had never noticed before began appearing. Paths that had been hidden revealed themselves. People who knew of the city crossed his path. The city he sought had not moved closer. His consciousness had shifted into alignment with its reality. This is the secret that masters of manifestation have always known. The end is the beginning. When you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you activate a power that rearranges reality to match your assumption. This is not pretense, it is the highest form of truth, for in the infinite now, all possibilities already exist. Sacred insight. Your desired reality exists now. Your task is not to create it, but to step into it with absolute certainty. The external world must conform to your inner knowing. This is not a matter of hope or positive thinking, it is cosmic law. When you assume the state of having already received what you desire, you emit a frequency that draws that reality into your experience. The Assumption Ritual. Choose one desire that burns in your heart. For the next day, live as though it has already manifested. Move through your world not as one who wishes, but as one who has received. Let every gesture, every word, every breath reflect this truth. Notice how differently the world responds to your new state of being. For in this practice lies the key to instant manifestation, the art of claiming your desire by becoming it now. Chapter 14. Aligning with Wealth. In the bustling markets of an ancient city, a merchant named Karim spent his days counting coins and fretting over profits. Each morning, he would meticulously track every transaction, his anxiety growing with each exchange. Though his shelves were filled with valuable goods, abundance eluded him. You must understand, money is not what you have been led to believe. It is not paper or metal, numbers in an account, or the fruit of endless toil. Money is energy, a field of infinite possibility that responds to your inner state. The universe holds no ledger of debts and credits. It simply mirrors back the energy you emit. When you approach money from a place of lack, counting every coin with worry, you create resistance to its natural flow. The wealthy are not those who chase money, but those who understand its true nature. Watch how a stream flows. It does not push or strain. It simply moves in harmony with natural law. Wealth operates by the same principle. It flows not to those who grasp, but to those who align with its frequency. In the depths of night, an old sage visited Karim's shop. "Why do you count what is limitless?" the sage asked. Karim looked up, confused. The sage continued, "The ocean does not count its drops, yet it remains abundant. The sun does not measure its rays, yet it never runs out of light." This truth transforms everything. You are not separate from the field of abundance. You exist within it, as it exists within you. Every time you handle money with fear, you push against this natural flow. Every time you approach it with certainty and gratitude, you align with its infinite nature. Sacred insight. Money is not something you earn. It is something you allow by maintaining the frequency of abundance. Look at your current relationship with money. Do you treat it as a scarce resource that must be hoarded? Or do you recognize it as energy in motion, flowing naturally to those who understand its true nature? Your answer reveals why money either flows or stagnates in your life. The money flow ritual. As you move through this day, shift your energy around every financial transaction, treating each exchange as a sacred moment of connection with universal abundance. Whether spending or receiving, pause and silently affirm, "Money flows to me easily and abundantly." Feel genuine gratitude for the exchange, recognizing that each dollar represents the endless stream of prosperity available to you. Notice how this shift in energy begins to alter your financial reality, as doors of opportunity seemingly open on their own accord. Watch as synchronicities multiply and unexpected blessings arrive, confirming your alignment with abundance. For in this practice lies the key to unlimited abundance. The recognition that you are not separate from the infinite flow of wealth, but rather an integral channel through which it moves with divine purpose and perfect timing. Chapter 15. Manifesting Love. In the heart of an ancient valley lived a healer named Amara, who spent her days tending to others' wounds while carrying a deep loneliness within. Each evening, she would gaze at the setting sun, yearning for a love that seemed forever out of reach. You must understand this fundamental truth. Love is not found through seeking. It is not discovered in another's embrace or won through careful pursuit. Love is an energy that emanates from within, creating a magnetic field that draws its mirror reflection into your life. The universe operates through perfect reflection. What you see in others, their treatment of you, their response to your presence, is but a mirror of your relationship with yourself. When you walk through life believing you are unworthy of love, the universe can only reflect that belief back to you. Think of a still lake at dawn. The water does not create the sky it reflects. It simply shows what exists above. In the same way, your relationships do not create love or lack. They merely reflect your inner state with perfect accuracy. One morning, as Amara prepared her healing herbs, an elder woman approached. "Why do you search outside for what already exists within?" the woman asked. The love you seek is not hiding in another's heart. It awaits recognition in your own. This revelation changes everything. You are not meant to find love, but to embody it. Every relationship in your life serves as a mirror, showing you where you stand in relationship to yourself. When you judge others harshly, look within to find where you judge yourself. When you feel others withhold love, examine where you withhold love from yourself. Sacred insight. Love is not something to attract, it is something to become. Examine your relationships closely. Do they reflect back warmth and acceptance, or criticism and lack? Your answer reveals not the nature of others, but your relationship with yourself. For the universe cannot give you what you refuse to give yourself. The Mirror of Love Ritual. Stand before a mirror, meeting your own gaze with gentle attention. Look deeply into your own eyes and speak these words with full presence. I am love, I am worthy, I am enough. Let each word resonate through your being, allowing them to penetrate the depths of your consciousness. Feel the truth of these statements in your cells, your breath, your heart. Notice how your body responds as you declare these eternal truths, perhaps with a softening in your shoulders, a warming in your chest, or a quiet peace settling over your spirit. Practice this daily, watching as your relationships transform to match your deepening self-love. As you continue this sacred practice, observe how others begin responding differently to your presence, reflecting back the radiant love you now hold for yourself. For in this simple yet profound ritual, you are rewriting the story of how you deserve to be loved. Chapter 16, The Signs and Synchronicities. In the quiet village of Thalford, Esther spent her days running a small bookshop, dreaming of writing her own novel. Each morning, she would notice a white feather on her doorstep but brush it aside, thinking it mere coincidence. When customers repeatedly asked about writing books, she dismissed their questions as random occurrences. Even when a famous author unexpectedly entered her shop, she attributed it to chance rather than divine guidance. You must understand that the universe speaks in whispers before it speaks in shouts. Every moment carries a message, every coincidence holds meaning, and every random encounter serves as a signpost pointing toward your highest path. The language of the universe is synchronicity, those moments when external events align perfectly with your internal state. These are not mere coincidences, but confirmation that you are in harmony with the universal flow. When you begin paying attention, you discover that reality is engaged in constant communication with you. Think of these signs as threads in an infinite tapestry. Each synchronicity, no coincidence, every chance meeting weaves together to form a perfect pattern, guiding you toward your destined path. The universe does not speak in human language. It communicates through events, symbols, and meaningful coincidences that catch your attention. A sign may appear as a recurring number, an overheard conversation that answers your silent question, or a book falling open to exactly the page you needed to read. These moments are the universe's way of saying, yes, you are on the right path, or pay attention. This is important. Sacred insight. Every moment carries a message. Wisdom lies in learning to listen. When you dismiss these signs as meaningless coincidences, you miss the divine guidance being offered. The universe never stops communicating. It simply waits for you to develop eyes that see and ears that hear. Like a radio signal that plays continuously, whether or not you tune in, these messages persist until you learn to receive them. The Synchronicity Awareness Ritual. Keep a small notebook with you for 7 days. Each time you experience something unexpected, a meaningful coincidence, a recurring symbol, an unusual encounter, write it down immediately. Note what you were thinking about or desiring when the synchronicity occurred. At the end of each day, review your notes and observe the patterns emerging. This practice will attune you to the subtle language of the universe, revealing how every moment contains guidance for your journey. As you develop this awareness, you'll discover that you are never alone, never without direction. The universe constantly speaks. Your task is simply to listen. Chapter 17. The Manifestation Time Paradox. In the ancient kingdom of Chandara, a farmer named Rohan tended his fields with great care. Each morning he would plant his seeds, but by evening his impatience would drive him to dig them up, checking if they had sprouted. Day after day he repeated this cycle, wondering why his garden remained barren while others flourished. Time is not a barrier to manifestation. It is merely the space between your current vibration and complete alignment with your desire. When manifestation appears delayed, it is often because you are resisting rather than allowing, forcing rather than flowing. The universe operates with perfect timing, orchestrating countless elements to bring your desire into physical form. What appears as delay is actually divine orchestration, the precise arrangement of circumstances, people, and events necessary for your manifestation to emerge in its most perfect form. Think of manifestation as a seed planted in the soil of consciousness. Some seeds sprout quickly, while others require longer gestation. This timing is not random. It is exactly what is needed for that particular manifestation to fully develop. Your role is not to force the process, but to maintain unwavering faith while the universal forces work on your behalf. When you find yourself questioning the timing, remember that everything in nature has its perfect season. Just as a flower cannot be forced to bloom before its time, your manifestations will appear when all elements are in perfect alignment. Sacred insight. Divine timing is not a delay, it is the perfect unfoldment of your desire. Your only task is to hold steady in your knowing while the universe arranges all details. Impatience creates resistance, and resistance slows the manifestation process. By releasing the need to control when and how your desire manifests, you allow it to come to you through the path of least resistance. The Divine Timing Ritual. Choose one desire that seems to be taking longer than expected, perhaps something you've been yearning for with increasing impatience. For the next 24 hours, completely release all sense of urgency around it. Let go of the need to control when and how it arrives. Each time thoughts of your desire arise, pause and consciously affirm, "I trust the perfect timing of the universe. My desire is manifesting in the best possible way." As you practice this sacred surrender, notice how this profound shift in perspective affects your energy and strengthens your faith. Feel how your trust in divine timing creates space for miracles to unfold naturally, without the resistance of anxious anticipation. This simple yet powerful practice realigns you with the flowing river of universal abundance. Chapter 18. Overcoming Fear and Resistance. In the mist-shrouded mountains of the east, there lived a warrior named Akio, renowned for his skill with the blade. Yet despite his prowess, he was haunted by an unseen adversary that followed him everywhere, his own shadow of doubt and fear. Each time he prepared for battle, this shadow would whisper tales of defeat, and often these very whispers would manifest into reality. You must understand that fear is not your enemy, it is simply misused creative power. When you direct your energy toward what you do not want, you unknowingly give it form and substance in your reality. This is the shadow work of manifestation, the sacred art of transforming darkness into light. The universe responds to the energy you emit, whether it springs from faith or fear. Both are equal in their manifestation power, but they create vastly different realities. Your fears, when left unexamined, become silent commands to the universal forces, bringing forth the very experiences you seek to avoid. Just as Akio discovered, the shadow that haunts you is not separate from yourself. It is the unconscious wielding of your creative power. When he finally turned to face his shadow, he realized it held no power of its own. It was merely the dark reflection of his own untransformed energy. The art of manifestation requires you to illuminate these shadows, not to battle them. Each fear, when brought into the light of consciousness, can be transformed into fuel for creation. Where there is fear of lack, you can cultivate abundance. Where there is fear of loneliness, you can nurture connection. Where there is fear of failure, you can birth success. Sacred insight. Your fears are not obstacles to manifestation. They are opportunities for transformation. The shadow work of manifestation invites you to examine what you fear most, for within these fears lie the seeds of your greatest manifestations. When you transform fear into faith, you reclaim the creative power that was always yours. The Fear Transmutation Ritual. Find a quiet space where you will not be disturbed. Take a piece of paper and write down your deepest fear, the one that whispers to you in moments of doubt. Look at these words and recognize them as misplaced creative energy. Now, on a new page, write a belief that completely dissolves this fear, transforming its energy into pure creative power. For example, if you wrote, "I fear I will never have enough," your new belief might be, "I am always divinely supported and abundance flows to me naturally." Speak this new truth aloud each day at sunrise, feeling it take root in your being. Watch as your shadow transforms into light, and your fears become the very foundation of your manifestations. Chapter 19. Mastering Surrender. In the coastal village of Thalos lived a sailor named Reza, whose life was consumed by his desperate attempts to master the sea. Each morning, he would set out in his vessel, fighting against the waves, struggling to bend the ocean to his will. His nets remained empty, his journeys treacherous, as he battled ceaselessly against nature's rhythm. You must understand that the greatest power lies not in control, but in alignment. The universe operates through perfect order, and your attempts to force outcomes only create resistance to what naturally flows toward you. One stormy dawn, as Reza's boat thrashed against angry waves, an old fisherman appeared alongside him in a small craft that moved with surprising grace. While Reza fought against the current, the old man's boat danced with the waves, his nets heavy with fish. "The sea is not your enemy to conquer," the old man called out. "It is your partner in creation." This truth extends beyond the ocean's waves. It touches every aspect of manifestation. When you release your grip on how things must unfold, you allow the infinite intelligence of the universe to orchestrate circumstances far beyond your limited perspective. The law of attraction responds not to your struggle, but to your state of being. Force creates resistance, while allowance opens the channel for natural fulfillment. Just as Reza discovered that working with the ocean's flow brought him abundant catches, you will find that releasing control allows your desires to manifest with elegant ease. Sacred insight. True power does not come from controlling life, but from aligning with its natural flow. Your role in manifestation is not to orchestrate every detail, but to hold the vision of your desire while allowing the universe to determine the path of least resistance. When you release the need to control the how, you open yourself to possibilities far greater than your mind could conceive. The letting go ritual. Take a single piece of parchment and write down one desire you have been trying to force into existence. Feel the tension and struggle associated with this forcing. Now close your eyes and imagine releasing this desire completely into the hands of universal intelligence. Know with absolute certainty that what is meant for you cannot miss you, and what you seek is already seeking you. Fold the paper and place it in a bowl of water, watching as the ink dissolves, a symbol of your release. Trust that it is done. Chapter 20. The Law of Perpetual Increase. In the ancient marketplace of Silk Road, there lived a merchant named Amir who understood a truth that few have grasped. Abundance multiplies through the act of sharing. You see, most believe wealth must be hoarded, protected, clutched tightly in fearful hands. But this betrays a fundamental misunderstanding of how universal abundance operates. The law of attraction responds not to what you hold, but to what you circulate. Think of wealth as water. When stagnant, it grows stale, but in motion, it remains fresh and draws more to itself. Each time you give with an open heart, you declare to the universe, "I live in abundance." Amir began each morning by giving away his finest silk to someone who could not afford it. Strange as it seemed to others, with each gift, his wealth multiplied. His competitors whispered that he would soon go bankrupt. But the opposite occurred. New opportunities flowed to him effortlessly. Valuable trades appeared from unexpected sources, and his reputation for generosity attracted wealthy patrons from distant lands. You must understand, abundance is not a finite resource to be divided and distributed. It is an eternal flow that expands through circulation. When you grasp this truth, you step into alignment with the natural law of multiplication. Your relationship with abundance mirrors your inner beliefs about its nature. If you believe resources are scarce, you will experience limitation. But when you recognize abundance as an ever-expanding force, you become a channel through which it flows with increasing magnitude. The universe responds not to your words, but to your energy. When you give from a place of abundance rather than sacrifice, you activate a law as certain as gravity. What flows out must flow back, multiplied. The expansion ritual. Today, give something of value without expectation of return. It might be a genuine compliment, a portion of your wealth, or your precious time. Let your offering flow from a heart filled with genuine abundance, knowing you possess more than enough to share freely with others. As you give, feel the abundance of your gesture, the limitless nature of your capacity to contribute to life's great flow. Notice how this act of giving expands your sense of wealth rather than diminishes it, for in giving you become more aware of how much you truly have. Watch as the universe responds by sending unexpected blessings your way, often through channels you could never have anticipated. Remember, this is not a test or a bargain with the universe. It is simply aligning yourself with the natural law of circulation, joining the eternal dance of giving and receiving that sustains all of creation. Part 3. The Divine Creator, Transcending Limits and Creating Miracles. Chapter 21. Stepping into your God power. In the mountains of ancient Tibet, there lived a monk named Chen, who spent his entire life searching for enlightenment. Each day he would journey to distant temples, study with various masters, and seek wisdom in sacred texts. Yet the truth he sought remained elusive, always seeming to be one more journey away. You, like Chen, may believe that what you seek exists somewhere outside yourself. This is the grand illusion that keeps you searching endlessly in the external world. But listen carefully to this timeless truth. You are not separate from the source of all creation. You are that source, expressing itself through human form. The universe does not exist apart from you. It exists through you. Every desire you hold is not something to be attracted from outside, but rather an aspect of your own divine nature waiting to be recognized. When you truly understand this, manifestation becomes effortless because you are no longer trying to attract something. You are simply allowing what is already within you to express itself. After decades of searching, Chen finally returned to his simple mountain dwelling, exhausted and discouraged. As he sat in meditation, a profound realization dawned. The enlightenment he sought had been within him all along. His searching had only served to distract him from this fundamental truth. You must grasp this essential wisdom. Your consciousness is not merely observing reality, it is creating it. Every experience, every circumstance, every manifestation springs forth from the infinite well of potential that you are. The power you seek is not hidden in some distant temple or sacred text. It pulses through your very being with each breath. Sacred insight. You are not in the universe. The universe is in you. When you view yourself as separate from what you desire, you create the very distance you wish to overcome. But when you recognize that you are the source of all you seek, the illusion of separation dissolves. This is not metaphor or philosophy. It is the fundamental nature of reality. Divine embodiment exercise. Stand tall, feeling the power that flows through your being like an ancient river of light. Breathe deeply, connecting with the vastness within, a space more infinite than the cosmos itself. Then, with complete conviction, declare aloud, I am the creator of my reality. Let each word emerge from the depths of your soul, carrying the weight of eternal truth. Repeat this declaration until you feel its truth resonating in every cell of your body, until the very atoms of your being dance with this knowing. Let the words transform from mere sounds into a vibration that awakens the infinite power that has always existed within you, dormant like a seed waiting for the perfect moment to burst into bloom. Feel how this sacred affirmation ripples through the fabric of your consciousness, dissolving the illusion of limitation and revealing the boundless creative force you truly are. Chapter 22. Breaking the Laws of Reality. In the heart of an ancient monastery, there lived a woman named Lin who had never learned what was impossible. While others saw solid walls and firm boundaries, she moved through the world as if it were made of light and possibility. You have been taught that reality is fixed, unchangeable, bound by laws that cannot be broken. Yet this teaching itself is the very cage that holds you captive. The true nature of existence is far more fluid, far more responsive to consciousness than you have been led to believe. What you call laws are merely habits, collective agreements that have been passed down through generations. When you step beyond these agreements, reality itself begins to shift. The miraculous becomes natural, and the impossible reveals itself as simply the unexplored. Lin would often walk to the river that flowed past the monastery. Where others saw an impassable barrier, she saw a path. One morning, witnessed by astonished onlookers, she stepped onto the water's surface with complete certainty. Each step was taken not with the intention to defy physics, but with the simple knowing that limitation itself was an illusion. The universe does not operate on rules, it operates on belief. When you truly understand this, you will see that every miracle is simply a natural expression of consciousness, unbound by artificial constraints. Your current experience of reality is not fixed. It is a reflection of your deepest convictions about what is possible. Sacred insight. Reality bends to match your certainty, not your wishes. The boundaries you perceive are not walls. They are veils, waiting to be lifted by the hand of understanding. Every limitation you accept becomes your prison. Every limitation you question becomes your gateway to freedom. Belief. Rewriting. Exercise. Take a moment now to sit in silence. On a piece of paper, write down one belief about reality that has constrained your experience of life. Perhaps it is the belief that money must be earned through struggle, that healing takes time, or that certain things are simply impossible. Look at this belief carefully, recognizing it as a choice rather than a truth. Now, beneath it, write a new belief that knows no bounds. Let this new belief emerge not from wishful thinking, but from the depths of your knowing. Write it in the present tense, with absolute certainty. Read it aloud until you feel its truth coursing through your being. This is not an exercise in imagination. It is the act of rewriting the very code of your reality. Chapter 23. The Sacred Rituals of Instant Manifestation. In the hidden chambers of an ancient temple, a monk named Akira spent decades mastering the sacred art of manifestation. While others prayed for change, he understood a truth that had been passed down through generations of mystics. Manifestation is not a request to the universe. It is a divine act of creation itself. You have been taught that manifestation is about positive thinking, about hoping and wishing for what you desire. But this surface-level understanding barely touches the depths of this sacred practice. The ancient ones knew that true manifestation is an alchemical process, a transformation that occurs when thought, emotion, and sacred action merge into one powerful force. Akira would sit in meditation for hours, not merely thinking of what he wished to create, but becoming one with his desire until the separation between thought and reality dissolved. One morning, as dawn broke over the temple, he faced a mountain that had blocked the sun from reaching the valley below. Instead of seeing an immovable object, he saw only divine energy waiting to be reshaped. With absolute certainty, not hope, not wish, but knowing, he held the vision of the mountain moving. The earth trembled, and before the sun reached its peak, the mountain had shifted, allowing light to flood the valley. The power you hold is no different from Akira's. The same force that moves mountains flows through your being. But this power awakens not through casual wishing, but through sacred ritual, through acts that bridge the gap between the seen and unseen realms. Sacred insight. Manifestation is not a request to the universe. It is a declaration of what already is. When you approach manifestation as a sacred act, you step into your role as a conscious creator of reality. Each thought becomes an offering, each emotion a prayer, each action a ritual of creation. Sacred manifestation ritual. In the silence of night or the first light of dawn, take a single piece of paper. Write upon it your desire, not as a wish, but as a declaration of what is already true. Speak these words aloud with the certainty of one who knows their power to create. Then, in a final act of surrender and trust, burn the paper, letting the smoke carry your intention into the fabric of reality itself. This is not merely symbolic. It is an ancient practice of releasing your desire into the universal field of creation. Watch as the paper turns to ash, knowing that in this moment, reality itself is being reshaped according to your divine declaration. The physical burning represents the instant transformation from thought into reality. There is no waiting, no hoping, only the certainty of immediate creation. Chapter 24. The New Reality Shift. In the ancient scrolls of transformation, there exists a truth so powerful that few dare to embrace it fully. When you step into a new state of being, the old version of yourself dissolves like morning mist in the sunlight. This is not about gradual change. It is about quantum leaps in consciousness that alter the very fabric of your reality. Picture a garden where a caterpillar clings to a leaf, sensing the inevitable change approaching. This small creature has known only one way of being, one perspective of life. As its body begins the sacred process of transformation, fear arises. What if I remain trapped between worlds? What if I cannot complete this change? Yet nature's wisdom carries it forward, beyond the limitations of its old form. The universe operates in the same way with you. When you truly step into a new state of being, the old patterns, habits, and limitations naturally fall away. They must, for they cannot exist in the higher frequency of your new reality. This is why so many resist true transformation. They want change while clinging to familiar shores, not realizing that transformation requires complete surrender to the new. You cannot be both caterpillar and butterfly. You cannot live in limitation while claiming freedom. The moment you fully embrace your new state of being, the old self dissolves completely. This is not loss, it is liberation. Many attempt to manifest while maintaining a safety net of old beliefs. They take one step forward into abundance, then retreat into scarcity. They declare their power, then shrink back into familiar patterns of limitation. This oscillation keeps them trapped between worlds, never fully experiencing the reality they desire. The truth is this: when you step into a new state of being, it must be absolute. The butterfly does not remember how to crawl. The awakened mind cannot return to sleep. Your transformation must be total, unconditional, and irreversible. Sacred insight. True transformation is not gradual. It is an absolute shift in state of being. Just as the butterfly cannot comprehend its new reality until it spreads its wings, you cannot understand the vastness of your potential until you fully release the limitations of your past self. Ritual of discovery. Take a moment now to write a letter from your future self. This is not an exercise in imagination. It is a declaration from the version of you that has already transformed. Let this future self speak of the reality they now inhabit, the person they have become, the limitations they have transcended. Write with absolute certainty, for this is not a possibility, it is your truth unfolding. Read this letter daily, not as a hope for what might be, but as a reminder of who you have already become. Chapter 25. The Initiation. Your moment of truth has arrived. Throughout these teachings, you have learned of the power that dwells within you, but knowledge alone does not create transformation. Now comes the test that will prove whether you are ready to claim your true power. In the mountains of the East lived a warrior named Akira, who spent years mastering combat techniques. Though his skills were unmatched, something held him back from claiming his destiny as the kingdom's protector. One day, his master led him to a path of burning coals that stretched for 30 paces. "Beyond these flames lies your true power," the master said, "but you must walk through them to claim it." Akira studied the coals, feeling their heat upon his face, his mind filled with doubts, fears, and logical reasons why he should turn back. Yet in his heart, he knew this moment would define him, not because the coals could truly harm him, but because his fear of them held him captive. This is the nature of transformation. The obstacles before you are not real, they are projections of your old self's limitations. Your true power lies just beyond them, waiting for you to prove you are ready to claim it. The moment Akira stepped onto those coals, he was no longer the warrior who doubted. He became the warrior who knew. Each step burned away another layer of his old identity until only his true self remained. When he reached the other side, the person who had feared the fire no longer existed. You stand at a similar threshold. The power you seek requires you to step beyond who you have been. Your old self will present countless reasons to remain safe, comfortable, unchanged. but transformation demands proof of your commitment. Sacred insight. Your readiness for power is proven not through knowledge, but through action. The time has come to demonstrate to yourself that you are no longer bound by old fears and limitations. The test before you is not about proving anything to others. It is about showing yourself who you have become. Ritual of discovery. Choose one action today that your old self would have feared. Perhaps it is speaking your truth, taking a bold step toward your dreams, or standing firm in your power. The action itself matters less than what it represents, your willingness to step beyond who you were. As you take this action, know that you are not becoming someone new. You are revealing who you have always been. Chapter 26. The Universal Laws of Power. In the heart of an ancient city there lived a merchant named Karim, who believed life was a game of chance. Each morning he would open his shop and pray that fortune might smile upon him. Some days brought prosperity, others brought loss, and he accepted this as the natural way of things. One evening, as shadows lengthened across the marketplace, an elderly woman approached his stall. Her eyes held wisdom that seemed to span centuries. Without speaking, she handed him a small golden key. "In the oldest quarter of the city," she whispered, "stands a library that has existed since time began. This key opens its doors. Within those walls, you will find the laws that govern all of creation." That night, guided by moonlight, Karim found himself before a weathered building that seemed to pulse with hidden knowledge. The key turned smoothly in the lock, and as he stepped inside, thousands of ancient scrolls surrounded him, each containing one of the universal laws that orchestrate reality. The law of vibration revealed that everything in existence is pure energy in motion. The law of correspondence showed that outer circumstances mirror inner states. The law of attraction demonstrated that like attracts like with mathematical precision. As Karim studied each law, he realized that life was not random. It was responding to precise principles that operated without fail. You too stand before these same eternal laws. They are not rules to be memorized, but truths to be embodied. When you align with the law of vibration, you understand that your emotional frequency determines what you attract. When you honor the law of correspondence, you recognize that changing your inner world automatically shifts your outer reality. These laws are not separate from you. They are the very mechanics of your consciousness expressing itself through physical form. The masters of every age knew this truth. Life is not happening to you, it is responding through you. Sacred insight. The universe operates through immutable laws. Master them, and you master reality itself. Your power lies not in fighting against these laws, but in aligning with them completely. Like a sailor who understands the winds, you can use these forces to carry you effortlessly toward your desires. Ritual of discovery. Select one universal law to embody today. If you choose the law of vibration, maintain the highest possible frequency throughout your day. Notice how reality shifts to match your energetic state. Feel the precision with which the universe responds to your alignment with this eternal principle. Chapter 27. The Death of the Old You. In the heart of an ancient monastery, there lived a monk named Ryu, who spent his days carrying a large bag filled with stones. Each stone represented something he believed essential: his past achievements, his carefully crafted identity, his deeply held beliefs about what was possible and impossible. Year after year, he collected more stones, believing that each one made him stronger, wiser, more complete. The weight bent his back, slowed his steps, yet he refused to release even a single stone. "These define who I am," he would say to those who questioned his burden. One morning, as dawn painted the sky in gold, he witnessed something extraordinary. A fellow monk floating above the ground, moving as freely as a leaf in the wind. When Ryu asked how such a feat was possible, the floating monk simply smiled and said, "I carry nothing." You too carry stones that seem precious, beliefs about who you are, what you're capable of, what reality allows. Each one feels valuable, yet each one anchors you to a limited version of yourself. The truth that has always existed, waiting for you to discover it, is this: your power lies not in what you gather, but in what you release. The core teachings reveal that transformation is not about becoming something new, it is about unbecoming everything that is not truly you. Every limitation you accept, every "I can't" you believe, every story about your past that defines your future, these are stones in your bag. The universe has always known your true nature. It has waited patiently as you collected these heavy beliefs, these false identities, these limitations that you thought protected you, but only served to hold you down. Sacred insight. True power comes not from acquiring, but from releasing all that stands between you and your infinite nature. The time has come to empty your bag. Each limiting belief, each self-imposed boundary, each old story that no longer serves your highest evolution, let them fall away. Like Ryu, who finally understood that his strength came not from what he carried, but from what he was willing to release, you stand at the threshold of ultimate freedom. Ritual of discovery. Take a piece of paper. Write down every belief, habit, and story that has kept you small. List every fear, every doubt, every self-imposed limitation. When you have emptied yourself onto the page, perform your final act of release. Burn it, bury it, or tear it into pieces, and let the wind carry it away. This is not merely symbolic. It is your declaration to the universe that you are ready to embody your true, unlimited nature. Chapter 28. Living in a constant state of abundance. In the markets of an ancient city lived a merchant named Karim, who spent his days pursuing wealth with desperate intensity. Each morning, he would rush through the crowded streets, frantically seeking opportunities, counting his coins, and worrying about what he might lose. Though he acquired much, abundance always seemed to stay just beyond his reach. One day, while chasing after a potential deal, he stumbled into a hidden courtyard where a man sat peacefully beneath a flowering tree. Unlike the other merchants, this man wore simple clothes, yet gold coins seemed to appear wherever he walked. People brought him wealth freely, though he never asked for it. You too may have been caught in this endless pursuit, believing that abundance must be chased, captured, and held tight. Yet this very pursuit pushes abundance away, for it stems from a vibration of lack. The core teachings reveal a truth that has been hidden in plain sight. Abundance is not a destination, it is a frequency. Those who experience continuous prosperity have discovered that wealth flows not to those who chase it, but to those who embody it. Every master of manifestation throughout history has known this secret. You must first become the energy of what you desire. Think of abundance as the air around you. Would you frantically chase after air, hoarding it in fear that it might run out? Of course not. You simply breathe, knowing it is your natural state to receive it. Wealth, love, and joy operate by the same principle. They flow naturally to those who understand they are meant to live in this state of being. The merchant watched as the man under the tree moved through life with complete certainty in the abundance of the universe. He never worried about loss because he knew that wealth was his natural state. He never chased opportunities because they naturally gravitated toward his unwavering vibration of prosperity. Sacred insight. Abundance is not something you pursue, it is something you become. When you shift from seeking to being, the entire universe rearranges itself to match your new vibration. Every master who has walked this path has discovered this truth. The moment you stop chasing abundance and start radiating it, you become a magnet for more than you could have ever pursued. Ritual of discovery. Each morning before you open your eyes, declare with absolute certainty, I live in limitless abundance. Let this truth permeate every cell of your being. Then move through your day not as one who needs or wants, but as one who has already received. Watch as the universe mirrors back this energy in countless unexpected ways. Chapter 29. Transcending Limitations. In a time before memory, there lived a scribe named Elias who spent his days recording the lives of others. Each morning, he would dip his quill in ink and write of merchants' fortunes, warriors' victories, and lovers' unions. Yet his own story remained unwritten, for he believed he was merely an observer of life, not its author. You have walked a similar path, recording the stories that others have written for you, stories of limitation, of what is and isn't possible, of who you are allowed to become. But now you stand at the threshold of a profound truth. You are not the scribe of circumstances. You are the author of reality itself. The core teachings reveal what masters have known through the ages. Your consciousness is not passive. It is the very force that shapes existence. Every thought you hold, every emotion you nurture, every identity you embrace becomes the ink with which you write your reality. Elias discovered this truth when he noticed that the words flowing from his quill began manifesting in his own life. When he wrote of abundance, gold appeared in his purse. When he wrote of love, his heart opened to connection. When he wrote of wisdom, understanding flooded his mind. He realized that he had always been writing his own story. He had simply forgotten he held the quill. This is the ultimate liberation, understanding that you are not attracting from a limited set of possibilities. You are creating from the infinite field of all potential. The universe is not a rigid book of predetermined outcomes. It is a blank parchment awaiting your conscious direction. Sacred insight. You are not a character in life's story. You are its author. The moment you embrace your role as creator, the walls of limitation dissolve. No longer must you wait for circumstances to change or for permission to be granted. You hold the quill of creation in your hands, and reality bends to match the story you choose to write. Ritual of discovery. Find a quiet space and close your eyes. For the next hour, see yourself as the author of your own reality. Write the script of your ideal life in your mind with absolute clarity. See every detail, feel every emotion, know every outcome. Then, open your eyes and begin living as if this script has already been written in the great book of existence. For you are not hoping it will manifest. You are simply acting out what is already done. Chapter 30. This is only the beginning. In the depths of an ancient temple, carved into weathered stone, lies an inscription that few have understood. The master's journey begins where others end. You now stand before these words with new eyes, for you have walked the path of transformation and awakened to your creative power. Yet this is not your destination. It is merely your beginning. The universe whispers a truth that sages have guarded through the ages. Mastery of the law of attraction opens a door to realms of possibility that the sleeping mind cannot comprehend. Just as a child learning to walk suddenly discovers the freedom to run, you have acquired the fundamental skills of conscious creation, only to realize that an infinite expanse of potential lies before you. Consider the tale of Amara, who sought enlightenment in the highest mountains. After years of dedication, she attained what she believed was ultimate wisdom. Yet in that moment of supposed completion, the mountain itself seemed to shift, revealing countless higher peaks she had never seen before. Her mastery was not an end, but a vantage point from which to perceive even greater heights. You now stand at a similar threshold. The principles you have learned are not final destinations, but foundations upon which to build ever greater understanding. Each manifestation becomes more fluid, each creation more precise, each transformation more profound. The power you now wield is not static. It grows with every conscious choice, every deliberate creation. Sacred insight. True mastery is not a peak to reach, but an eternal expansion into greater power. This understanding transforms how you approach creation itself. No longer do you seek to manifest specific outcomes. You expand into new dimensions of being. Each desire fulfilled reveals new possibilities. Each achievement opens doors to greater adventures. Ritual of discovery. Take a single sheet of paper and write at the top, I, your name, acknowledge my infinite nature and commit to eternal expansion. Below this, write your commitment to yourself, not as a goal to achieve, but as a declaration of who you are becoming. Sign it with the knowledge that this moment marks not an ending, but a gateway to your endless evolution as a conscious creator. Get your free ebook straight into your email inbox. The link is in the pinned comment. Conclusion. You are no longer the same person who began this journey through these pages. Like a butterfly emerging from its chrysalis, you have undergone a profound metamorphosis. The old beliefs that once confined you have fallen away, revealing the truth of who you have always been, a conscious creator of reality. Think back to when you first opened this book. Perhaps you approached these teachings with hope, mixed with doubt, wondering if such power could truly be yours. Now you stand transformed, having witnessed the universe respond to your shifting consciousness. You have seen how reality bends to match your inner state, how circumstances rearrange themselves when you step into a new identity. The signs have been unmistakable. Where once you saw coincidence, you now recognize the precise orchestration of universal forces responding to your energy. Where you once felt powerless, you now move through life with the quiet confidence of one who understands the hidden laws that govern all creation. This awakening cannot be undone. Just as one cannot return to sleep after opening their eyes to the morning light, you cannot unsee the truth that has been revealed to you. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every identity you assume, now carries the weight of conscious creation. You understand that each moment is an opportunity to shape reality anew. The power you now hold is both profound and natural. It is simply the truth of who you have always been, though hidden beneath layers of limiting beliefs. You have not gained anything new. You have simply remembered what was temporarily forgotten. Like a master musician who finally recognizes the instrument in their hands, you now know how to play the symphony of creation. The question that stands before you now is not whether you can create. That has been settled beyond doubt. The question is, what will you create? What symphonies will you compose with this infinite power? What realities will you step into now that you understand how to consciously shift your state of being? You hold in your hands the key to every door, the power to reshape any circumstance, the ability to step into any reality you choose. This is not metaphor or wishful thinking. It is the fundamental truth of existence that has been hidden in plain sight throughout the ages. You have graduated from seeking to knowing, from hoping to creating, from wishing to commanding. The universe stands ready to match your new vibration, to mirror back the truth of who you have become. Every moment from this point forward is a fresh canvas awaiting your conscious touch. If you enjoyed this exclusive audiobook, I handpicked this next book which will change your life.